Hey guys, my name is Thomas Reed, and I'm going to bring you a breakdown of my competition rifle for the 2024 season. This rifle, like many others, like the one that I have right behind me here, are set up very similar and they're all modular, but each one is built for a specific reason and for a different purpose. This rifle is built for competitions, so let's dive in. This rifle currently sits in the KRG Whiskey 3 Generation 6 chassis. They offer two different types. The first is a fixed and the other is a folder. And the reason I don't have the folder is because my length of pull is at about 13¼ inches, and anything longer than that, it kind of makes it too long for me and is not conducive for my shooting style. So I went with the fixed edition and I'm pretty happy with it. Starting all the way on this side, I have just the regular butt pad that comes with the Whiskey 3. They do have a slim version, but I just haven't picked one up. This chassis is about 2.5 years old, and I absolutely love it. Moving forward from that, I have the overmolded cheek piece with the WeBad Gear cheek pad. Now, this is kind of nice because if you're shooting either a 4 or 5 day class, or you're shooting a 2-day match, it just gives you a little extra padded comfort for the longer shoots and for the longer days. Moving on, underneath, I have the heavy angled bag rider for KRG, and I have that for two reasons. Number one, it gives me the ability to move my rear bag forward and back, adjusting my rifle and giving me more or less elevation. And the heavy part of it gives me the ability to balance my rifle super nice between the heavy barrel, the fore end, and the bipods, putting the balance point of this rifle at about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in front of the mag well. Moving forward, I have the grip panel, which is the small size from KRG, and the reason I have small is because my hands are small. It gives me the ability to not have to stretch my hand out. I can get a nice even trigger press every single time and breaking it at that 90 degrees. Moving forward from the grip panel, I have the enclosed forearm from KRG, and they offer this in two different styles. They have one with a Picatinny rail, which is what I have on this rifle, and then they also have an M-LOK version. Underneath that, I have the heavy Arca plate that extends the entire length of this fore end, and I have that for two different reasons. Number one, I wanted it a little bit heavier because it's a competition rifle to reduce my recoil a little bit, and I also wanted to encompass the entire length of the fore end so I can move my bipod forward and back, and I could also adjust it on my tripod and move my rifle forward and back if I need to. In front of that, I have the new, for this rifle, KRG 2-round quiver. I used to use the short action precision 2-round holder, but I just kind of like the way this looks, so I decided to switch it up just a little bit this year and try this out. Jumping back to the beginning, we're gonna go and talk about the trigger. I have a Trigger Tech Diamond 2-stage. This is the gold edition, and the reason I have the gold edition is I just like to keep the theme of this rifle of like flat dark earth and gold between the WeBad, the grip panels, and the trigger. This trigger is set at 1.5 pounds. It's 2-stage. I'm personally a fan of the 2-stage because I could feel the first part of the wall, the take up, and then the break. This is the new addition to this rifle. This is the Lone Peak Fusion. This has a standard bolt face as this chambered in 6 Creedmoor, but I really wanted to get something a little bit different for a couple reasons. Number one, this action is super smooth. I only have about 150 rounds through it, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how it's going to progress going forward. But more importantly, it has the Picatinny that's encompassed right into the action, and I also have the ability to use a pre-fit barrel that can just torque right on, and I can swap barrels a lot easier than some of the other actions that I have. Moving on to the barrel, this is a Proof 26-inch 1 7.5 twist stainless steel competition contour barrel. I've used Proof a couple times on my other rifles, and I just really enjoy shooting them. Jumping back to the optic, I have the Collis K525i, the DLR version. Now, this has a little bit of wider field of view. It also has the Skimmer 4 reticle, and the actual reticle is illuminated. This optic currently sits in the Spur 4001, the 0 MOA, and on top of that, I have two anti-cant devices. I have one for my strong side, and then since it's a competition and I have the possibility of shooting off my support side, I have one on the support side as well. Coming underneath the rifle, I currently use the MDT Sky Pods. This is the PRS version, so it's a little bit shorter. It gives me the ability just to get lower to the ground because I am a little bit of a smaller guy. Just makes it more comfortable for me and I'm not up on my elbows. Sliding this rifle back, I currently have the American Precision Arms little bastard brake on here. I had something a little different, but then I decided to throw an APA Arms on my 308 back there, and the recoil mitigation was fantastic, so I ended up just switching up and throwing it on this competition rifle. So this is my rifle setup. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you soon.